I'd like to talk about is compressed time, right? One of the challenges we had this week was coming up with what are some of the things that we've learned. And one of the things, quite honestly, is that EGIA, at EGIA, we've had to reevaluate our perspective on time. You know, we're used to setting up these training sessions that we'll spend a half a day or a full day, and we'll go over so much knowledge, and we'll be able to spend so much time with a group to make sure they understand finance, understand the perspective, and what are they going to come away with. And all of a sudden, that's been taken away from us, right? We don't have the ability to travel to a group of people and spend 4 hours or 5 hours or spend a day with them. We can't put people on a Zoom webinar or a GoToMeeting or whatever, you know, on a virtual training for 7 or 8 hours. So our time has been compressed significantly. And our challenge has been, how do we deliver meaningful training in way less time? How do we get the same kind of quality? Because we don't want to shortchange everybody, and that knowledge is incredibly important. So how can we compress our day, right? How can we compress a full day of knowledge into a 45-minute class? Is there a way to do that? And that was one of the biggest challenges we had when we first started this thing. Go ahead, Ben, to the next slide. And what we started looking at is, you know, this quote is one of the quotes that I really love. It's always safe to, right? It is always safe to assume not that the old way is wrong, but that there may be a better way. And one of the things Mike Brisbane and Eric Goody, Jeremy Chandler, Donica Wilson, me, our team of trainers have gotten together is, how do we be better? And to make it better, do we have to keep doing things the old way? Do we have to keep, like, the old way doesn't fit anymore, right? It just didn't become an option. So we had to literally sit down and put our thinking hats on and sit there and think, how can we come up with a better way? We're being forced to reinvent our own mousetrap. And is there a way that can be even more successful, even better? And what we've come up with is certain key learnings that we're now able to do that have really started to impact our messaging, our delivery. And what we're doing is seeing better results than we've ever seen, with 1/3 or 1/4 of the time being taken up. So there are a couple key learnings, key lessons that we've learned. If you go to the next slide, Ben, that I really want to make sure that people pay attention. So what is it that we've learned to do differently? Be more flexible with people, right? It's before we used to be able to walk in and just demand, we're going to have 4 hours, or we're going to take 5 hours, and you're going to learn things our way, and you're going to close your computers, turn off your phones, and pay attention to our classroom. Now we're having to be flexible with people. We're having to adjust to people's time because people are working at home. We're setting trainings up in the evening. We're setting trainings up on the weekends. We're doing things really, really early. We're being much more flexible. The next one is, go to the next one, Ben. Embrace the technology. We used to think that you can't train people over virtual meetings. You can't train people over Zoom. You can't train people over GoToMeetings. Well, guess what? Zoom and GoToMeetings are the new classroom for EGIA. That is the way we're going to be able to reach out to people, and that's never going to change. We've learned to embrace that technology that's out there and is available, and help our people and the people that we're training embrace and learn this technology and how we can utilize this technology. The other thing we learned is we've got to start understanding how people learn things, right? We've got to, go ahead, the next one. We've got to start understanding, how do people learn? What is it that if we present things and we can present them in a shorter period of time, what is it that helps them capture the information better, right? Is more efficient with that. And really that leads to the last point, which can sum up all of those points. The single most important lesson that we have learned at EGIA is, ask people what they need and then listen to what they need. One of the biggest challenges is we used to do 4, 5, 8 hour trainings, and we had an agenda. EGIA had an agenda of things we wanted to get out, and we needed to make sure everybody know this. And now what our team has been able to do is actually sit there and ask our clients, ask the contractors, ask the TSMs, what is it that you need? What is it that you want to learn? And by doing that, we've made our messaging and our educational system that much more efficient and we're that much more effective. And the results are showing because people are learning what they need to learn, and we're letting them guide us. So that's a big thing I would do in life, not just in turning, which is don't be afraid to talk to people and ask what they need, and then listen and fill in that way.